Mary Berg, of course, has warmed the hearts of Canadians and kitchens of millions, one dish at a time. And of course, as the host of CTV's The Good Stuff, is back with a new cookbook, In Mary's Kitchen.
Yes, it's filled with recipes. It makes eating and cooking more accessible to all. So Mary Berg joins us live in our studio this time with more on this. Mary, welcome. So great to see you.
Oh my gosh, so great to be here. Just down the hall from my set. I love being here.
Yes,
Not quite as fancy as your set.
This is very fancy.
So Mary, this is your third cookbook, In Mary's Kitchen, and you say that it's the most personal one yet, but 100 new recipes, so that's exciting.
It is so exciting. Honestly, this was such a great book because I actually shot it, I wrote it, I cooked everything in my actual home kitchen, which was a feat, definitely something that I think my husband benefited from. A lot of leftovers. Pretty good.
I would think so.
Yeah.
When you think about a recipe initially, I mean, some people, you get a book and you go, oh, this has been done before, but you just tweaked something. When you're coming up with a recipe, are you hit with inspiration? How do you suddenly go, I think this is going to work as an ensemble, as a meal?
Honestly, that's the only thing my brain thinks about.
Really?
Like, I do not have a great other imagination. The main thing, I wake up thinking about food, I go to bed thinking about food.
Wow.
And with this book, I really wanted to kind of give those tips and tricks that are things that I just inherently know how to do because I spend all my time thinking about food and cooking food. So with this book, every single recipe has a tip or a trick that's gonna help you become even more talented, even more of a wizard in the kitchen, because I know you've got it in you.
I love cooking.
Yeah.
This is great. So let's get into what's in front of us right now. I mean, this is a chicken dish of some sort, is it not?
This is a very good eye. Good eye. So,
I've seen a chicken before.
Not a turkey,
no,
but a chicken.
it's a chicken. Yeah, turkey was yesterday.
Male or female? I'm
It would be female. That's a good question. So this is my chicken noodle roast chicken. So like when I was a kid, I loved a chicken noodle soup, the one that was like bright yellow.
Like Campbell's?
Yes. Or in like the little sachet.
I know what you mean.
Right?
Yeah.
So this has a ton of turmeric in it. You bake it all in this beautiful pan. Basically, you put everything in this pan.
It's like a one pan.
It's a one pan. All those vegetables. There's leeks, there's carrots, there's onion, there's celery, there's everything. Then some orzo, and then you put in like this turmeric-y, delicious spiced broth. Cook it all up in the oven, and you get this beautiful, basically like soup and roast chicken and roast veg dinner in one.
It's everything.
And
it's everything.
And pasta. It's
And
like
pasta.
a chicken pot pasta.
I love chicken pot pasta. Let's change the recipe name. I love that.
That out.
That is so cool. And then Mary, I love carbs. I love sweets. You've got these apple cinnamon buns.
Yes.
They look absolutely delicious. How do we make this?
So this is something the thing that I usually crave last minute is like cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon, yeah.
But cinnamon buns take a long time to make. You've got to rise the dough and everything.
Right.
So what I did with this recipe is I made a biscuit dough as opposed to a classic risen yeast dough.
Okay.
Super simple, really quick to put together. You can throw this together in no time flat. I've got pecans, some apples in there, really nice and tasty, and then a delicious cream cheese frosting, because who doesn't love cream cheese frosting?
And cream cheese frosting, that's a great hack, isn't it? Like, it's a really good topper, but it's not the worst.
It's super good, and I like the tanginess in it. Like anything with a little bit of tang makes it so you're like, I could have another bite of that, which is like the best thing when you have a few little cinnamon rolls.
And this is super seasonal right now with the apples that are in season. Everyone's going apple picking, it seems. According to my social media feed, pretty much everyone is right now.
100%. So you can use up some of those apples in this. It's like sweater weather food, you know, cozy and comfy and delicious.
And you've got like tons of other recipes in your book. Tell us about some of your favorites that, people should not overlook if they plan on buying your book today.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a Mediterranean salmon. If you're still like holding on to the idea of summer, my Mediterranean salmon, it's a side of salmon, super quick and marinade, really tasty.
Yeah.
And you make this thing that I've deemed a feta pickle. Which, listen, it's kind of
pickled cheese.
It's like marinated cheese, but then also lightly pickled veg at the same time. It's so good and crunchy and fresh. It's really lovely, and there's a lemon cornmeal olive oil cake in there.
Wow.
It's got lemon curd throughout, a little bit of ricotta whipped cream on top. It's out of control. And again, every recipe, if I'm telling you to buy an ingredient that you might not already have on hand,
you'll use it again.
You'll use it again. I hate that when you just have like that jar in your fridge.
Like 1 teaspoon, and it's like, then you've got
like, why did I buy this thing? I'm going to help you with that.
So what would you say, Mary, to people who are, some people just find kitchens and cooking intimidating, right? They get there, they go, oh my gosh, there's all these ingredients. How simple is it? I mean, really, when you actually break it down?
So if I break it down, I don't know if you know my mom, Myra. My mom, Myra, is not a cook, and all of these recipes are Myra-proof.
Okay.
Wow.
I try to think about the questions that a cook at home who doesn't cook a lot would have as they're making the recipes. So even though I know to toss something in here, if the pan's kind of starting to catch, to add a little bit of water, I try to kind of give you those tips and tricks throughout the book, so that you just know how to do those things that I just inherently know. So it's like foolproof, fully foolproof.
I got to take a look at this because when I, like, for me, when I look at a cookbook, it's all about the font. Like if it's like, smallish font and then it's too much, I get a little intimidated, but this looks pretty good. You've got your ingredients on this side and then your notes, and it's, you know, a lot of them are just one page per recipe. You're not doing an essay on one dish, so that's really good.
And don't be worried if I do.
The illustrations are gorgeous.
Thank you so much. If I do overwrite, there's my mom. That's my mom.
This cute little pup.
This is my cousin Lauren, who's the photographer. That's her dog Teo. He's our cookbook dog.
That's cute.
So cute.
Yes.
That photo is everything.
I know. He was trying to steal my mom's soup. Don't steal Myra's soup.
Oh my goodness, that is adorable.
Sasha, well, listen, Mary, good luck with the book. Continued success with the show as well.
Thank you.
Great to have you on our side of Bell Media.
awesome.
I know, it's so lovely seeing you.
Yeah, good luck. It's great to talk to you.
Mary's Station.
It's
out today.
It's out today. So enjoy
Mary, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, Mary.
Keeping Bria in check is her imaginary hype girl, Black Attack. So let's welcome live to our studio right now the creator of the show, Sasha Lee Henry, and stars Malaika Henny Hamadi and Hanan Yunus. Welcome to the show, ladies. I managed to watch a few episodes yesterday. Absolutely hilarious and kind of unlike anything I've kind of seen on television. Sasha, let's start with you. What was your concept for starting a show like this?
I just really wanted to reflect what like the internal experience is like for so many young people navigating a new world, and also just like, you know, being a young Black woman in a predominantly white spaces, kind of what that internal dialogue looks like. And so leaning into that as truthfully and authentically as I could created a lot of chaos and fun on screen.
Yeah.
And so you talk about the fun on the screen, which clearly comes through in the episodes, but what's it like behind the scenes on the set here? Because there's obviously a lot of laughs. We've already had a chance to have a quick conversation, but there's a lot of chemistry there too.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, our chemistry read was incredible. We had so much chemistry and we just clicked instantly. So on set, it was so much fun just to be together every single day. It was like little kids.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was so good. We were like soulmates.
Yeah.
Like, we felt it like right away. All of us actually. Like it's a very fun dynamic, to be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you definitely see that in some of the scenes where, you know, you go through whatever it is you're going through, whether it's microaggressions from the student office lady or dealing with your mother, and then, you know, Black Attack, your imaginary hype girl, comes on. Are some of those scenes improvised? Because there's so much, it's almost like you can't script that out.
I think it's just the real, we've experienced. A lot of that stuff we've like genuinely experienced. It was fun to do it in a way that we could just be silly about it, not like the voice of reason.
Yeah.
So I feel like it just comes like when, I don't know, a lot of this stuff just relates to Black women so much.
Yeah. I mean, it is scripted, but I think they could breathe new life into it because of how familiar it all felt.
Yeah.
And the idea of having your own hype person, real or imagined, that's hugely important, right? The idea of positivity and putting it in there and not letting yourself get down whatever the scenario, whatever a microaggression or a larger aggression, right? It's a great concept.
Yeah, and I feel like I always say everyone has a Black Attack. She might not be named Black Attack, but we all have someone. Like, you know, my creative partner, I say hers is Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld. We all have that inner person who's just telling you like, say it, do it, and just like encouraging you more than anything else.
Yeah, kind of like a person. Also, like you have soundtracks in your mind for certain parts of your day, but this is a real person. Okay, and I love how your dynamic with the woman who plays the mom on your show. I was like, what's going on? Am I hearing things? Because she was speaking to you in a Jamaican kind of patois accent, and then goes back to her real voice. So that was, I found that so funny.
It's so real, you know? I felt like it was my actual mom on set with me. And you know what's funny? Leslie, who plays my mom, and my real mom in real life, they met and they just hit it off. Because like, they understand what it's like, right? Having daughters and this new world in the Western society, and kind of just going along that journey with your daughter.
The code switch is real.
Yeah, it's so real.
The code switch,
It's so much
She
fun,
does
though.
a lot more of that, and it's like, inspired by my mom as well.
It's
and
hilarious.
It's so super funny.
And can we also talk about the fact this is Canadian? You're all Canadian. It's a Canadian. Like, how hugely significant throughout your careers is it to be in a part of production like this on Crave? Like, this is a big deal.
Yeah,
quite frankly.
It absolutely is. I mean, I think it's like a real point of pride for us and the team that made it, that it is Canadian content that is, you know, pushing the envelope, you know, being outrageous and audacious with the kind of stories that we wanted to tell. And so it really is an honor. We feel really excited and happy to get to represent the nation.
Right, and represent the city of Toronto, because it's set and shot in Toronto. I can't wait for people to watch it. The chemistry really is unreal, and the different costumes you have to get on.
What a fun character,
That's a fun character. Okay, so you can catch this, the first 3 episodes dropping this Friday on Crave, and then the following next 3, and then hopefully there's season 2.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Good luck with it all.
Okay,
Thanks so much for joining us here.
Sasha,
Great to meet all of you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, and Hanan, thank you. We're joined by garment care expert Lindley McConnell this morning. Lindley, it's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this is a very interesting segment. I'm very curious because I have 3 boys. They have plenty of jerseys as well. So let's start with, how do you properly store a jersey?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I know it's some people's superstition to never wash their jerseys.
Yes.
So if you're a Leafs fan, let's hope that you washed it at least once in 67 years or so. But the most important thing is to always start with washing your jersey or cleaning it before you store it. Unfortunately, if you don't, you know, tackle those stains soon enough, that's when, like, the critters, it kind of sounds gross, like to eat away at the stain. So you pull out your jersey after a season, or you didn't wash it or properly store it, and there's holes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So we always want to be storing it at least once, cleaning it once a season.
And, you know, with people wearing jerseys to games at arenas, they're eating beer, they're spilling ketchup, all that stuff, or sweating. And, you know, sweat can leave a stain. How do you get rid of those common stains on jerseys?
No, great question. So when it comes to stain removal, we'll start with just kind of an easy tactic. So when it comes to food-based stains, like you mentioned, maybe you have a hot dog, ketchup, mustard. Today we're going to just start with a dish soap. It's a really gentle solution. You know, a dime-size amount will work. So the first tip of stain care removal: act fast. I always say it's like leaving your dishes in the sink overnight. Always harder to clean those dishes the next day.
Totally.
So the faster you act on a stain, the more likely it's going to be removed. When it comes to the dish soap, first you're going to grab like a clean cloth with dab with water. Or you can just run it under the sink. We're going to be putting it in the washing machine anyway. Dime-size amount of dish soap. If you have a clean toothbrush at home, what I like to do is just, after the dish soap has set for a minute or so, we call it tampering. So we're tapping. Stain removal tip 2, we're not going to rub.
Really? Because I'm always like, no, you got to tap?
Tapping or dabbing, because when we rub, we're setting the stain further into the fabric.
Makes sense.
And we risk like fabric abrasion.
Right. Okay. Good tip.
I would flush this out with water again before we put it into the washing machine.
Okay.
And we're going to put it in the washing machine at cold water.
Right.
A delicate cycle.
Cold water, delicate cycle. What about people who use like Resolve or other kind of, you know, brand name stain remover products? Does that work too?
I would always say test an area if you're uncertain.
Yeah, because it is a jersey.
Yes.
Right.
But you know what? If you have an at-home stain stick or a stain spray, give it a try.
Okay. All right. And can you wash your jersey? I think you said in a washing machine with cold cycle, gentle, no dryer?
Well, great question. So when it comes to drying, I would always lay flat to dry or hang dry. You know, synthetic fabrics, which jerseys are usually made of, dry twice as fast as a cotton or a wool. So they're going to dry quickly. If you have like a rugby jersey or sometimes a soccer kit is made of that like cotton material, you can put it in a dryer, but low heat.
Okay, and that will prevent those letters or logos from peeling if it isn't sewn on, like on your beautiful retro jersey?
Yes, absolutely. And I should add is that if when you're washing it in the washing machine, always turn your jersey inside out.
Inside out.
That's going to protect stitching, embroidery, embellishments. Some jerseys now we're seeing have that lace through the top. Make sure you take that out. You can wash it in a mesh bag, or you can just put it in hot water and let it soak, because you don't want that to come untangled in the washing machine.
And that could get tangled in other things as well.
Exactly.
Okay, Lynn McKinley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Lindley McKinley, McConnell. I got your name.
Okay.
I got the Lindley with the okay. Lindley McConnell from Gibson's Cleaners. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. Well, 14 of the GTA's top dancers are gathering at Longboat Hall, Toronto, tomorrow for the Red Bull Dance Your Style competition, where the winner of the national final will get to compete for Team Canada in Frankfurt, Germany. So, as you've been seeing, I've been treated to their dances all morning long. We're joined by competitors Abel Hagos and Jamari Whitaker, aka Rhino. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. Oh my gosh, I just love watching your moves. It's so electrifying. It's amazing. Abel, let's start with you. Is this your first time competing in this dance competition for Red Bull?
First time competing in Red Bull Dance Your Style, for sure.
All right, and tell us about your dance style, because I know, you specialize in a lot of different things, but of course, you're part of the Groove House Toronto.
That's correct.
And you do a lot of freestyle. So what exactly is that?
So Groove House Toronto is a house collective. Our aim is to build out and cultivate the house dance community here in Toronto. Myself, I've had a long history in dance. I started in breaking. When I went to school, I started being influenced by Afro, dance hall, other street dance styles, hip hop, house. I found my home in house.
Yeah.
I found my energy in that movement, and I kept going. And so I'm here now. I'm dancing, I'm performing, I'm battling, and just building myself out as a dancer.
Awesome. Yeah, and you're going to be battling against Rhino here.
Of course.
Jamari Whitaker.
Yes.
Let me talk to you about your dance style, because you focus on, you do dance hall, you do popping, but your focus is crump.
Yes.
And that's something else. So talk to us about what you're going to be, focused on in the competition as well.
Well, within the competition, aside from, getting that W, I can say the main thing would be just having fun. It is going to be 16 different dancers within the competition, and the crowd gets to decide. It's going to be a voting tool between a red side and a blue side. So the crowd is going to participate within this battle. One thing I'm looking forward to is just having fun, and really demonstrating the culture and the power of crump.
Yeah, and Canada has had huge success, because last year at the final, the world final in Johannesburg, a dancer from Surrey, BC made it into the top 4. And we talked about how dance is such a tight-knit community. So you guys are friends, but you're competing in this, right?
Of course,
so,
of course.
Okay, so I want to, maybe we could do a bit of a, look, I will admit I love dancing at the club, and I think I'm a good dancer, but when it comes to choreography, that's a different beast. Choreography is like a language that not everyone speaks. So maybe, Abel, you can teach me some of your choreography, see if I can follow along. Yeah. Maybe some viewers at home want to get up and get active this morning.
Of course.
So maybe show me something easy that I can kind of do.
Absolutely. And this is actually built in the club, so it should come natural, okay? We're going to cross step, really basic.
Okay, cross step. Out.
You can step back.
Yeah.
You can step across.
And step across.
Okay. Left side, same idea. You're going to go out.
Out.
Right leg back.
Back.
Left leg.
And across.
You got it, exactly.
It's kind of like okay.
1, 2,
and
3.
Across. 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
She's not a beginner.
Okay, very cool.
Very good.
No, this is kind of like it's like a samba almost.
Yeah,
my dad teaches Latin dancing.
There we go.
There we go.
There.
All right, I love that. Thank you so much,
problem.
Abel. And crumping. Let's get to it, Rhino.
Okay, let's get to it. So
that
first and
hard,
foremost,
yeah.
I'm gonna have you standing in a crump stance, which is shoulder knees bent. You're gonna step back. We're gonna do a scoop stomp, kick stomp. So you're gonna kick like you're kicking a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Come back down.
Ooh.
Back down. There you go.
Wow.
There's a crump stomp.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a jab. A jab, it looks exactly what it sounds like.
Punch.
Punch back. There you go.
Okay.
So we're gonna step back. Stomp. Jab. There you go.
Oh my God!
There you go.
Oh my God! Jamari Whitaker, Abel Hagos, thank you so much. Show us what you got. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Longboat Hall.
Thank you.
Red Bull style dance freestyle competition.